Okay, I'm making a video on show you how to undervolt your CPU. So it uses less power, produces less heat, and it extends the life of your CPU with no performance hit at all. All credit goes to Flipfire. He made this guide on notebookreview.com. It tells you how to do it. But I'm just making a video to make it either quicker or easier process for you. Okay. All links are going to be posted on the more info on the side to the right. So you can just click there to download everything. First, you have to download. You can go here and download them, or you can just go here. You need to download ARM Clock Utility 2.35, either one. Just download the ESC to install automatically. Install that. Then you need to go download what version fits you to 64-bit or 32-bit of hardware monitor, so you can monitor your temps, maybe voltages, depending what your computer has. And to note, most old computers won't work with this. Most newer ones will. I'm not sure about desktops, but I think most newer laptops should work with this. And it really helps. Okay, once you got CPU hardware monitor downloaded and this downloaded, then you need to download Orphos, which is going to go here. It's a stress tester to tell you if your CPU is stable or not. You can download it from a lot of different places, but otherwise, I'm just going to show you real quick what you have to do. Once you have everything downloaded, you need just to get a rough benchmark of what your computer is now. Start up hardware monitor. Let's put this here. I'm already undervolted, so these are my temps right now. But I'm gonna post my before and after temps behind the more info as well. I'm gonna go get Orphos open. And this is just a program that runs. You don't have to install Orphos or the hardware monitor. You do have to install this or it won't work. But I'm gonna start Orphos. Put on stress CPU. And then you can see the temps rising right here in my North Bridge and everything. I'm just gonna stop that. You should do it for about probably 10-15 minutes to give you probably a max temperature. Then you can, if you're interested, you can just record it to see how much of a temperature drop you're gonna get once you undervolt your processor. I'm just gonna stop this. Set mine at CPU. You can stress your RAM as well if you wanted to, or do different stuff. I just do mine on the CPU. Okay, you have that. First, what you're gonna do is you're gonna install this program, CPU ARM clock program. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Advanced CPU Settings. You're gonna click Apply these settings at startup. Otherwise, you're gonna have to just start the program manually every time, and it won't undervolt your processor. You have to have this program running to be able to have your processor undervolted. It should auto detect your CPU. If not, just choose what type of CPU you have. You can play around with these to get more power efficiency out of your processor if it has them. I'm on a mobile CPU, obviously, so it has different technologies in desktop CPUs. You could do like these settings, or you can do throttling. If your processor gets too hot, you can forcefully make it slow down so it doesn't overheat or anything. But after you set these settings, I'm gonna go to Performance on Demand. Actually, no, first you're gonna make sure all these are checked. Forgot how I did this. I think actually you go to performance on demand first. You will check all these check marks and all these boxes on both sides of those. Check all those and enable it. Use pstate, enable those. You go to profiles. Then you're gonna have these are multipliers for your CPU. You times this number by whatever your front side bus is, and it gives you your frequency. When I'm using 100% of my, or a good bit of my processor, it multiplies this by the front side bus, and it gives you my processor 1.8 gigahertz right there at 0.195 volts. But if it's on this, it goes down to like a gigahertz. But what you would do is you would have your processors. This is I think what mine started at. Those are the original voltages of everything. What I did is I started on this one. The worst that can happen Undervolting is you can get a blue screen of death, which all you have to do is restart your computer and everything will be fine. And then reset the settings and you could try again. That just means your CPU is not stable with the voltage, and you would have to raise your voltage. It starts out at this. I started out going like I dropped like to there the first time, and then I just dropped like 4 until I got about right there. Then I started doing like 2. Then I started doing 1 at a time, dropping it every time to make sure it's stable. But every time, see, this is stock. You can say drop to here, and you can drop to all, but that one's lower anyway, so it doesn't matter. If this one is stable, then this one's automatically going to be stable as well. So the lowest you can get this one means that's the highest these can get as well. So I'm going to set that to there. Once I set it there, you click apply. Then you're going to go back to OR first. You're going to stress test it. Preferably, I did mine for 15 minutes, but you should really do it for about 30 minutes. It's a good stress tester time. Then once you start getting really low in voltage, about 2 hours is probably what you should be doing. And then once you think you're finally done, do like about a 6-hour stress test or overnight stress test on your CPU, and you should be good. If like say this is the highest multiplier, say like you can only get up to as low as that voltage, and you can get all these, and say you can get this one, but you can actually get that at this voltage. To be able to check to make sure that's stable, you can unclick this, and it limits how fast your CPU can go. So CPU can only go this fast, so it limits it to that. So you can check that voltage to see if it's stable. What happens if it automatically changes voltage on this? Even though mine can be all set at 0.95, so all my voltages can go to the lowest because of my CPU, but you can set them at that, and it automatically, since I'm recording it, it's using a good chunk of my CPU, so just raise it to the max speed, and it doesn't cut off any speed or anything when you're underclocked, so that's a good thing. And then you would have it start up. It would load these settings like I have here in this program. You can have your chip, so much CPU. You can have this thing in your tray. You can have a whole bunch of other graphs and CPU load and stuff in this. Just play around with it. You just need more information. You can sign up for this forum, notebookreview.com, and you can read this guide as well, or you can just ask a question in the forum, and that should pretty much answer all you need to know.